Tony Buzzbee is firing back at Jay-Z. He's put in a new filing. Things are going back and forth. New updates today. Stay focused. Hey guys, it's Rob Morali, daily and consistent content. Let's get straight into this video. So the lawyers for numerous Diddy accusers is firing back at Jay-Z, who is Tony Buzzbee, and his team's allegations of misconduct. Tony Buzzbee has officially filed a response Friday to Jay-Z and his team's recent filing, claiming their justification for having him sanctioned falls on tiny inconsistencies in a person's story from nearly 25 years ago when the Jane Doe was a child. Buzzbee says that Jay's side is trying to use a simple dispute of facts as proof that his client's allegations of R-word is all BS, and his threat against Buzzbee himself is just another instance of bullying. In a letter in Buzzbee's filing, the attorney says Jay-Z is just like P. Diddy, rich and powerful, and is willing to use any pressure he can to intimidate and harass him, his client, and anyone else who might be able to expose him for alleged misdeeds. Buzzbee says the law treats everyone, even big stars like Jay, the same, and asks the court not to impose sanctions. We told you all about Jay-Z's motion filed by lawyer Alex Spiro, claiming an NBC News report poked enough holes in Jay's accuser's lawsuit to bring Buzzbee's conduct into question and dismiss the case. Jay-Z's lawyers argued Buzzbee did not do enough fact-checking of his client's story, which was his responsibility. When it became crystal clear to everyone that this case is a total sham, the lawyer who did not properly vet this claim promised a polygraph to his client. Where are the polygraph results, says Alex Spiro. So of course that is a response that Tony Buzzbee has put in as a filing, asking Judge Torres, asking the courts do not impose these sanctions that Alex Spiro and Jay-Z have been trying to do so over their recent filings, because Jay-Z is very similar to Diddy, is basically what they're claiming. Now, what is interesting is that earlier on today, Alex Spiro is also representing Eric Adams in his own case outside of, Jay-Z. So there's two major clients that Alex is representing. But it looks like Alex Spiro himself has been told off for his behavior during the Eric Adams case. Earlier today, SDNY AUSA Edward Kim told the judge in the USA vs. Eric Adams that Alex Spiro is representing that Alex himself has repeatedly violated Local Criminal Rule 23.1 and continues to try in the case of the press. Dear Judge Ho, since the unsealing of the indictment in this case, defense counsel has repeatedly made false public statements about the facts and evidence in this case that violate Local Criminal Rule 23.1. The government alerted defense counsel to such violations in the late September 2024 and on November 4th, 2024, so twice. The court responded saying and cautioned that this case is to be tried in the courtroom and not in the press. Nonetheless, defense counsel continued to violate the rule, including as recently as December 17th, and accordingly the government respectfully submits this letter to request that the court direct counsel for the parties to comply with the rule. What is the rule? Local Criminal Rule 23.1 provides it is the duty of the lawyer or law firm not to release or authorize the release of non-public information or opinion that a reasonable person would expect to be disseminated by means of public communication in connection with pending or imminent criminal litigation with which they are associated. If there is a substantial likelihood that the dissemination will interfere with a fair trial or otherwise prejudice the due admin of justice. And it definitely goes on to show different conversations and basically how he was just doing the most. Defense counsel has said this case isn't even a real case and has accused the government of trying to cobble a story to tarnish the defendant obtaining the indictment because the spectacle of this is so exciting to them, and trying to manipulate and fool and taint the public. But as the defense is now aware, based on the discovery material produced to date, there are multiple witnesses who will expressly implicate the defendant in criminal conduct, each of whom is corroborated by electronic communications and other data obtained from over 50 cell phones and other devices. This behavior definitely seems familiar, especially the quotes where he's saying this case isn't even a real case. Wasn't he also saying that for the Jay-Z case? So it looks like Tony Buzzbee isn't the only fraudulent lawyer that people are basically claiming, with how, Alex Spiro has the audacity to bring up Tony Buzzbee's old cases and say, look what he's done, or passing on an STD or something like that, or multiple other cases of fraud or unethical values, money, displacement, and all of this he put into an article and etc. Whereas he basically, in the other case, Eric Adams' case, they obviously are upset with the way Alex Spiro is behaving, violating rules multiple times to the point the court responded and saying that, I'm cautioning you, this is for the courts, not for the press, and then for him to continue and violate. And even some of the quotes where he's saying in the Eric Adams case, this case isn't even a real case and etc., when he was proven wrong because, they are claiming that they have multiple witnesses for multiple devices. That same language he's using in the Eric Adams case where he's defending Eric Adams is the same language that he's using in the Jay-Z case as well. So to me, it is very intriguing to me that he is number one cheerleader to say that, this person over here is very bad. This person over here, Tony Buzzbee is a fraud. Look what he's done. Look at the pattern, etc. When Alex Spiro himself has been accused of breaking rules and, making manipulative statements and etc. Manipulative statements, of course, lawyers do that anyways, but for the fact that, the prosecution had told off, and the fact that the courts responded and cautioned Alex Spiro, and then for the fact that he continued to violate rules, clearly means that he likes to play things in his own way if he wishes to. So this is a very intriguing legal update on a separate case that also just obviously reflects on Alex, because he also is representing this case. So this is how he moves. This is how he moves. And this is how he moves. It's just funny to me because it looks like Buzzbee isn't the only one who's done wrong things in, their legal life and etc, etc, etc. Now, I don't understand. Can somebody please enlighten me as to why Judge Torres has not responded to Alex Spiro's claims for an emergency hearing? Even Judge Arun responded to Diddy's lawyers' claims when they needed an emergency hearing in regards to bail hearing and etc. All of that took place. They got their emergency hearings granted quite quickly. So why isn't Judge Torres? He still has yet to respond to anything since this case was filed. Judge Torres has not responded to any of this. He hasn't made any statements, hasn't granted any hearings, hasn't been given any dates. No court hearing dates have been, none of this have been granted. And all Alex Spiro wants to do is get in that court, rip Buzzbee apart, and get this, case dismissed. That's basically his his motive. So for the fact that Judge Torres has been basically ignoring Alex Spiro's continuous bold demands shows to me that perhaps something else is going on behind the scenes, and perhaps there's, discovery to be seen and more information. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but I just feel like Judge Torres' late response and continued late response to me implies that something else is going on. Legal updates for you guys as of today, just trying to keep you guys updated with what is going on. Do subscribe to the channel, comment down below, and give this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. It's just one click to subscribe. That's all you guys have to do. That is it, guys. It's everyday content. I would really appreciate it. Definitely send a super thanks to the $ there, and you can send whatever you want. Lord have mercy. Every day there's a new filing, there's a new sanction, procedure, there's a new, proposal from some kind of lawyer, and something like for the past week, back and forth, they have been going. It's been over a week now since Jay-Z's name, I believe, was mentioned. He wants this dismissed, and I believe that the NFL performances, I believe, is roughly within a week's time. So they ideally wanted this to be dismissed prior to that, but I don't think that's going to happen from the way that this is going. Maybe Judge Torres will respond on Monday and all of this will be wrapped up by then, but it definitely doesn't look like that. I don't understand why he's taking so long. If anybody can answer that question for me, that would be great, because I don't understand why Judge Torres is taking his sweet time. Subscribe to the channel, comment down below, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.